All right, let's do this. So today we are at another demo day, hooray, and we are testing a bunch of Suzukis. Who would have thought? It's basically the whole new V-Strom family, and we start off with the V-Strom 250 SX. So as the name says, it's a 250. It's probably like what, 249 cc's or something, but that doesn't really matter. What I can say is that it's actually a surprising little bike. It has more oomph than you would expect, and it looks pretty good. It's got these typical V-Strom lines. It's a single cylinder, but it pulls pretty well. It's not that heavy actually. It goes pretty well in the corners. It would be good as like a city bike, because you sit upright, a bit higher, a bit more above traffic, standing on the pegs. It has enough power to do all these things, and it can take you out of the city too on like short day trips and stuff like that. Can easily get up to highway speeds. I suspect I could not really do that here on the little track, but it's a capable bike, and depending on the market you're in, the price is quite okay too actually, compared to its competition, which I think is only the Versys X300, because Honda doesn't, especially in Thailand, there's no competition in this segment from Honda, unless you want to talk about the CRF 300, but it's a different bike. This is more a road touring bike, not really an off-road bike. It doesn't have spokes, it has actual rims. The windscreen was quite nice. It looks small, but it does its job. You don't have riding modes. It's quite simple switchgear, but it does all it has to do, so it wouldn't be a bad bike, I would say. Yeah, and I do actually like those colorways from Suzuki, the yellow and the blue. Goes well together, looks good on a bike, and yeah, they keep the V-Strom styling a bit like the old DRs from yesteryear, the DR Big, and yeah, looking good. All right, I think that's about it, what I had to say about this little bike. It's not a bad buy if you want to buy one and you don't want super powers. I think it has around 25 something horsepower, so you can look all that up on the great Google. So if you want to know that, all these specs and all that. I did like the stance, the position, yeah, you sit upright, your arms straight in front of you. It was nice. There goes a GSX 8S, I think, the naked one, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Hello there. So we are on the next bike, the V-Strom 800 DE. DE apparently stands for Desert Express. Not sure if I want to take this bike into the desert, but some light off-roading wouldn't be too bad on this bike. This has spokes, and as I mentioned, it's the 800, so it has the new almost 800cc parallel twin from Suzuki, so no more V-twin in these bikes. They've gone for a parallel twin, which seems to be the thing to do these days. Everyone's going for parallel twins, 270-degree crank and all that. But yeah, look up the specs if you want to know more. It is a really nice engine, actually. It's the same engine that's in the new GSX-8S and GSX-8R. I did try the S on this day too, and it's a very punchy, powerful engine. I think it does really compete with the MT-07 from Yamaha. What else can I say about this bike? Well, it's a adventure touring bike, so it has all the stuff every adventure touring bike has. It has a nice windscreen which does the job. It has several riding modes: ABS, traction control, all that stuff. Rain, road, gravel, whatever. It's all there. The seating position and handlebars were really fine for me, but that also depends on your size. So I'm 1.75 m, which is about 5'9", and I could touch the ground with both feet. So it's I think it's a bit of a bike for everyone. Can take it in the city. It's not too heavy. It's nimble. Handles pretty well also, as you can see in the corners. Slow speeds. It's very easy to maneuver and handle. You can go pretty slow through the corners here, just to see how stable it is. It's very nice. It's actually, if I were in the market for something like this, I would consider it. Also because not everyone is riding Suzukis. For some reason they are like the odd one out or something. Everyone's going for Hondas and Kawasaki's, Yamahas. And Suzuki is always a bit left behind, although they do make some nice bikes. And yeah, that new 800 parallel twin is a pretty nice engine, actually. It's pretty responsive, nice torque. I'm not sure about the horsepower. You can look that up, but it's more than plenty enough, I would say. So anything else to say about this bike? Not really, just that if you're in the market for a mid-range touring adventure bike, go and take it for a ride at your local dealer, because you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now let's get on to the next one in the V-Strom family. And here we are on the last one in the new V-Strom family. Well, it's not a new bike, but it's the new updated model. It's the V-Strom 1050 XT. So 1000 something cc twin bike. And it's a bit of a beast. It was a bit heavy to get it off the side stand, so I can imagine with luggage and a pillion, it's not that easy. But once she's on the move, you don't really feel the weight, which is with a lot of bikes actually. It's just that side stand thing. What can I say about this bike? Well, if you're going for like long distances and stuff, and yeah, highways and whatever, I think this is perfect. It's got the power, it's got the comfort. It's a very comfortable bike. Got a nice big windscreen in front of you. Also bunch of rider modes and options and extras, and yeah, you can't go wrong with this bike if you really want to take on a lot of miles or kilometers. It's very comfortable. You can just sit and cruise all day long, basically. It's like the Goldwing of adventure bikes. I'm not sure about the adventure part, but touring for sure. It probably handles light off-road perfectly fine, but it's not an enduro bike, so horses for courses, you know. It handles pretty well, as you can see. It goes, if you go slow through the corner, it's very stable, easy to keep up. And then the power, yeah, it does have a lot of power, more than enough basically for what you need. Not sure what the XT stands for. I hope it doesn't stand for extreme terrain, because yeah, I would choose another bike for that. But it's yeah, and just as the other two bikes, the 250 and the 800, it keeps the V-Strom styling, which is I like it actually. It's got, they're doing their own thing at Suzuki, so props to them. Actually very slow through the corner, just to see how it handles and how stable it is. It was a nice bike to ride, but if I have to choose from the three bikes I've shown you today, the 250, the 800 and the 1050, my choice would be the 800. It's more nimble than the 1050. It has more than enough power to take you wherever you want to go. 250 isn't too bad either, but it's more like a city short trip kind of bike. The 800 is like the very good middle ground. You can put a bunch of luggage on there, put a pillion on there, and actually go for complete day rides out in the wild. Also, if you take it off-road and you fall over somewhere, it's not too heavy to pick up like the 1050, which is a bit more heavy. And yeah, it's got that new punchy 800 engine from Suzuki, which isn't that bad either. So yeah, that was my resume of the new V-Strom family from Suzuki. I don't know if you're in the market to buy one, but just yeah, I hope you learned something today, or I taught you something, I don't know, or maybe completely nothing. But thank you for watching and listening. Yeah, don't forget, visit our shop. You can still get the discount. The code is in the description of the video. If you made it this far, thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video.